So I wanted to catch 2020 on camera,
Yeah.
and then dive into it. But the problem with that is you've got a book, okay? So it's fair to say I think I had, this was published in October 23, 23rd of October 2020.
Right.
Then we went into pre-production. We had a script December 3. So that means, man, I just wrote, I knew that I knew there's a style you can do. So we should also say that 75% of the dialogue was improvised. And one reason for that is we're going to a lot of cultures in the world in this movie. We've got Chinese characters. We've got African American characters. We've got Jewish characters around the world. We've got Italians and so on. So I felt it would be arrogant of me. It's okay to do it in a novel to a degree, but it'd be arrogant of me to say, I know how to write your dialogue. It's too many cultures. So instead of,
I think that's actually a really good conversation that we should open up to everyone. That the job is of a writer, whether it's in film or the book, is to write, right? Now, but you bring up a valid argument. People who are living, like, we're in Australia here.
Yeah.
Yes, we have some deserts, but say like Africa, right? We can assume, but we don't know the harshness.
No.
Like a desert with no water, there's not much.
Yes.
Like, apart from our assumptions, would you not ask someone who's lived there, hey,
That's right.
could you assist me? You know, and you're talking mainly sort of cultural references, but dialogue, I'm assuming, because people will have the argument of, well, you're the writer, so that's your job to write. And you're like, yeah, but isn't it better for me to be more informed? And
that's right. So
I think people they're too black and white. Oh, the writer does the writing, so you're palming off your job. Some might say,
yeah, that's right. You could have that view now. There's a couple of things I want to mention. That firstly, when they all improvised, they all got a type of writer credit, like a minor writer credit, but it was called additional dialogue because I didn't write it, and if you're improvising it in the moment, that's the same as writing it. Do you know what I mean? So they earned those credits, and that's all the main cast got that. And then the other thing is I wanted to mention is that there are no shortcuts in film. This is a twist, and you and I found out, you being the editor, know better than anyone, that when we got to, because you're bypassing the writing process, we got all this footage, and I know quite a few documentary directors. Some of them have taken me into the studio when they're editing, or they've told me about their process. So I knew that there is a way to get all this footage. And remember, we had a version that was 8.5 hours, this movie. Now, it's still epic. It's over 2, but we had an 8.5 hour version. I always knew there was a way to chop it down, but the editing of this took years. And so there was no shortcut. Like, I could have written the whole thing and maybe used other writers and all that, and we could have done 100 drafts and started filming 2 years later. But because we sped it up, then in post-production, you have to you pay for it in a good way, but you have to really dig deep. And so you and I were figuring out the story a lot of the times in the edit, but we had so many gems from the actors, but it took a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, variety's great until you love direction 1, direction 2, direction 3, let alone the takes.
Yeah.
So, commit, but then in the nature of the being wary of the actor's time, and we've got a great cast who have great ability, who could have easily said, I don't know who you guys are, or I'm not prepared to sort of come on a project under those conditions.
That's right.
Because we were like, we're humble, we're aspiring. Well, we are filmmakers, but aspiring to do big things. Do you want to come on the journey with us?
Yeah.
There's the odd thing we can offer you, but as opposed to the normal structure,
it's not there.
It's not that.
No.
You know?
I think we were all working out what the style would be as we went. But I'm eternally grateful to yourself and when something begins just on the page, and I can remember when it's just a blank page and I write one sentence and you expand all that. It's amazing when all these great creatives like yourselves and the incredible cast and so on, when they expand it, then it's but especially when this is my debut as a director, then it's I don't know why everyone took
I
the risk.
still think about that. The talent and the level that they're at wanted to get involved with us and separately to us, the project. I guess that's a benefit of the book to film adaptation. There was source material. Like normally, if there isn't a book written first, there'll be a treatment and a script, but the book existed and it's got a decent following and there's reviews out there online. So it was a successful entity already. I think that helped.